The focus of my latest conversation with JD Vance is the significance of cryptocurrency to our economy in the years to come. We will also examine the current state of quantitative easing. The moment has come for the government to generate revenue. What does that signify for the cryptocurrency market and the company? I would want to chat about that. Additionally, there are updates on XRP in Europe. Let's finish this as soon as possible. Using crypto speech was enjoyable. Many intelligent people I also adore cryptocurrency. I know intelligent folks who are unsure about it. Could you simply explain the benefits of cryptocurrency to our readers who are concerned about it but don't fully comprehend it? There are a lot of people in the world. Although many people possess Bitcoin, I am the Vice President of the United States in addition to being its owner. Although I wish to exercise caution, I think that the primary advantage of cryptocurrencies is their ability to be utilized for both buying and selling as well as storing wealth. Let's examine how individuals paid for goods a century ago in the age of computers. They placed a gold coin or a dollar bill on the table. The value of Bitcoin is found in its ability to perform the same function, but in a digital format that is secure from fraud and enables people to purchase, trade, and hold on to value in a manner that is appropriate for the current technological era. However, I am well aware that there are hazards associated with all of these things. New technology always carries some danger. According to the Trump administration, let people come up with new ideas and figure this stuff out on their own. I believe those who oppose Bitcoin are mistaken if they are correct. That will eventually find its way into the market. If proponents of Bitcoin are correct, and I agree, they will eventually present their case and it will appear in the market. You shouldn't have a government that uses force to rule. This informs certain companies that they are unable to carry out their expertise. Ed should do it. Individuals must have the freedom to choose for themselves. We've been approaching things in a similar manner. We want sensible rules and restrictions. Our goal is to enable the Bitcoin industry to integrate with the economy. However, supply and demand in the economy will ultimately determine the outcome. Remember that the main issue with this digital transformation is Bitcoin. Since the other technology, your XRPs, stellars, and global chain linkages are what keep this entire system functioning. They all want people to concentrate on Bitcoin. I believe the greatest amount of wealth will reside and be exchanged there. I talk about XRP a lot because of this. I've worked in the cryptocurrency space for more than 5 years. I put in 12 to 14 hours a day on this. After learning everything I could about the cryptocurrency market, I believe that XRP is my greatest opportunity for future generations in the near future. Additionally, the quantity of XRP has increased overall. With the exception of XRP, volume is red everywhere. This indicates that Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin are still being sold. However, a lot of money is entering XRP. In less than 3 weeks, about $1 billion has already been invested in spot XRP ETFs. What do you anticipate happening in 6 and 18 weeks? Right now, the number of times XRP can be distributed is limited. They must then proceed to the marketplaces. Only tiny investors and, of course, some large whales will sell when that runs out. Well, after that, you don't have enough XRP. What is it? Just 2 to 3 million of the 8 billion individuals on the planet hold XRP, correct? Until people truly get the capabilities of this technology and how it can transform the banking system, they won't believe it. They will be unable to take any action. Now, they will purchase XRP at $10, $100, or $50, correct? You can currently get 1,000 XRP for $2,000 when XRP reaches $10,000. You can only purchase 1,000 XRP for $10,000. Can you understand how that operates? You understand. If it reaches 20,000. All right, let's examine the current state of XRP and the European Union system. Europe recently made a significant crypto move. The single digital record for Europe now officially includes XRP, Stellar, and Algorand. And that, in my opinion, is fantastic news for cryptocurrency since it indicates that Europe is at last opening up to it. Now, the area with the world's most stringent banking regulations wishes to integrate blockchain directly into their settlement system. I sincerely apologize. Let's discuss the implications for cryptocurrency and the future of Europe. What actually took place then? All of Europe's digital assets are essentially housed in a single system called the European Ledger. It's being constructed and tested right now. Now that it has been examined, XRP, Stellar, and Algorand are listed. Since cryptocurrency is growing in popularity, it is essentially the EU's strategy to improve the security of its whole financial system going forward. The plan is to place all of these digital assets on a single publicly accessible decentralized platform, along with funds from both private and central banks. Why did they select Stellar, XRP, and Algorand? Well, authorities adore the dull, ugly work that each link does. The payment and settlement chain is called XRP. They were selected because they made sense for the EU record. Regardless of your opinion of the XRP army, they have won every lawsuit throughout their 5 or 10 years in business. These days, they rank among the safest ways for banks to process payments. Additionally, Stellar is in the same league. Naturally, they enable borderless defunding payments and asset tokenization. Additionally, they provide enterprises with a worldwide payment option. Another explanation for this was tokenization. Algorand was created. They are well known as a Rawa chain, have many users, low fees, and rapid growth potential. This indicates that they are looking for precisely these three kinds of public chains. For me, this is significant since it's one of the first instances of publicly acknowledged public chain assets in a regulated financial system in a major region. In addition to Algorand, organizations are now viewing XRP in a way that has never been seen before. Through Europe's financial system, they will be able to swiftly transfer funds, pay people across borders, and introduce tokenized assets into regulated markets. Stack of future payments. We can be certain that other regions will follow suit if this is successful. We may anticipate that other regions will adhere to the strategy as well. As you can see, XRP is available for use in the US, UK, Japan, Africa, and the Middle East. Globally, XRP and Ripple are prepared. What do you think of Southeast Asia, Singapore? I created a film about the European ledger after thoroughly dissecting it. If you're interested, it was released 2 days ago. There have been 22,000 views. You want to be aware of every single detail. And I let them know that this is the video. Alright? Then, naturally, a bit more. This post on the XRP XLM Algorand European ledger was the source of it. As I mentioned earlier, you should see this lengthy film that I spent many hours creating if you want to know more about this. Alright? Let's now determine whether the quantitative tightening has ended. December 1st marked the end of that. The funds will now be reinstated. How does that affect our investments? But let's investigate this a bit further. Believe that halting on December 1st is significant and that everyone was aware that it will finish. No one should be surprised. But I believe it's significant because it sort of ushers in a new era for the Federal Reserve's position in the monetary policy tools that it has since been able to develop. The Fed used to be referred to as the lender of last resort because of this. We must acknowledge that it is the lender of last resort because to the standing repo facility that was implemented either during or after this period. Simply. It was utilized to obtain around $14 billion for cash flow yesterday, December 1st. It used to be a huge issue when the Fed intervened, but today it does so on a daily basis. Therefore, when Fed members refer to the abundant reserve system, they are essentially referring to the same function of monetary policy under this system. The Fed's future lies in this. We wish to avoid using uncommon reserves in the future. Although we are currently in an abundant reserve system, we won't be in one in the future. We believe that a balance sheet of $6 trillion is appropriate, capital that the Fed can retain and make available to the banks upon request. Thus, you are essentially delaying the possibility of a banking collapse. Liquidity and price discovery are disabled. Thus, I do believe that QT is over. A completely new set of regulations has been implemented with the establishment of the Standing Repository Facility. For the majority of investors, this is significant since historically, the Federal Reserve was viewed as a lender of last